All right, we are live. As always, we're going to kick it off with just a fun question as people start to roll in. So my question this week is, what is your favorite Christmas people start to roll in? So my question this week is, Vanessa, why don't you go first?
Wait, what was the question?
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, that's so hard. The Hawaiian Christmas song. I love that song. It's so fun to sing. And yeah, like, I don't know. It's just a jolly good song to sing along to.
Melakaliki Maka?
Yes.
That one has definitely been in my head lately.
I didn't even want to say it because I can't pronounce it, but when it does play, I'm like, I know how to sing it.
All right, Mariella, what is your favorite Christmas song? Oh, let her froze.
Did you freeze?
Oh no.
Wait, did you guys ask me?
Yeah.
Because I think there was a delay. I was like, wait, okay.
Oh, can you hear me now?
My favorite Christmas song is the one from Beauty and the Beast. What was it called? Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
So mine is the one from the Enchanted Christmas or Enchanted Tales, something like that. One where the angel sings. I like that one. Disney ones, yeah.
Oh,
I can't remember the name, but I know it's like as long as there's Christmas. Yeah, I like that one.
I like that you kept it Disney.
Yes. All right. And Jessica, how about you?
Like my all-time favorite, Oh Holy Night. Every time I hear that, I think that's just beautiful. But if it's like fun or actually in films and stuff, I like White Christmas by the Drifters. I think that one's fun.
Awesome. Mine, and it's currently my alarm when I wake up in the morning, is What Christmas Means to Me by Stevie Wonder. I just love the fun, funky vibe of it. All right, well, I just want to say hello to the Magic in Michigan, not in the room. Andrew's here. Not all who wander us is in. Hello, they're from Australia, so thank you for being on. I don't even know what time it is there right now, so maybe you're just like up the next day or can't sleep. I'm not sure, but thank you for being on. Victoria is here. Hello, Victoria. All right. Well, guys, today is a little different. We have a special guest co-hosting with us today because my friend Mary is in Disney World right now. So super jealous of her.
Lucky.
But I'm so happy Jessica is taking her place this week. She is a seasoned veteran.
I don't know about that. I only have 1 week experience, but I'm so excited to be here.
Yay! Well, we're going to go around and do introductions. So obviously I'm Pauline. I am the mermaid in Mouse and Mermaid. And my husband and I have this YouTube channel. We do Disney trips, talk about Disney merch and food. And we also vlog our daily lives. And we are doing Vlogmas right now. So lots of fun Christmas stuff too. Jessica, how about you?
Well, I'm Jessica from Magic in Michigan. I do this with my husband usually. Thankfully, he set me up with all the tech, and he is upstairs, I think, commenting on the live show right now. So hi, hon. Otherwise, we do a lot of random stuff. We do tags. We try to introduce Disney into our daily lives. We had a lot of activities we were doing before quarantine, but now we're just trying to make things creative and interesting and keep life going.
Awesome. And we have our special guest, the Parks Palette. So, guys, why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, we're the Parks Palette. My name's Vanessa, and my best friend Mariella is also in the Parks Palette. We mainly focus our channel at Disney and other theme parks. We do a lot of vlogs over at Downtown Disney while the pandemic's going on, and we've also done other vlogs over at Knott's Berry Farm, which is another theme park in Southern California. And yeah, we've also done some at Disney World as well.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So we are going to just remind you guys there is a Facebook group. So we would love for you to head over if you aren't already members of it. And we talk about the movies. And we're actually live on Facebook right now as well. So if you're on Facebook and you're commenting, just make sure to write your name so I know who you are, because it just says you're from Facebook. And then today we are talking about the Disney Plus movie Noelle. So, guys, do you have any like fun notebooks that you want to show off today?
Oh my gosh. So I have a Fantasia Sorcerer's Apprentice notebook, and then I just did a little Noelle Winter Wonderland stickies.
That is really cute.
I love it.
What about you guys?
Well, I'm going to go before Pauline does for sure, because hers is going to outshine everybody's.
I know, she has all those amazing stickers.
Right. So
Very
this
similar.
all of my movie stuff goes in here, and I
Really.
do stickers, but I was just going through and I had like so many things to say that I ran out of room for all of my Christmas stickers. So it's just my horrible chicken scratch instead.
Amazing.
I love that. I love how it looks like popcorn.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just
That
got
handwriting.
I love it. It's beautiful every week. So everybody watching, you should check out Instagram after, because she always like does her notebooks. It's like one of my favorite things.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Well, I just want to say hello to some new faces
really
in here. Paul is in here. We also have so Paul's wondering if who uses notebooks. That's what iPads are for. We'll do iPads at some point. All right.
I'm definitely a notebook person, especially when like everything is on screens anymore. I need my break.
And Megan is in here from Megan Moves. Yeah, so just so you guys know, there's like some sound thing happening. So if you just want to like check your volume that it's down a little bit, that would be awesome. Right. And also Two Broke Mice are over here. Hi, guys. Okay, so let's dive into the movie. So let's start off with first light impressions. I want to know from everyone in the chat, do you think this movie is underrated or overrated?
Well, I mean, it just came out last year, so I don't know if it's had enough time to be either yet. I'd say it's appropriately rated for now. I didn't have any draw to watch it last year, so I guess if I base it on last year's impressions, it was underrated. Because this year I saw it and I thought it was adorable. Spoiler alert, it's adorable.
How about Parks Palette? What do you guys think?
I'm going to say it's underrated. My first impression of it, I was not expecting it to be as good as it is. Well, I think it is, but I do have some mixed reviews though, but I'd say it's underrated.
Mariella, any thoughts?
Yes. Same. I would say underrated. It's definitely not a movie I would go for it and just watch it, like click on it. But yeah, I think I have mixed about it too. Like definitely underrated.
Yeah, and I would agree. I feel like it is a little soon to rate it, but in terms of like, I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. I feel like in terms of the Christmas movie sound, like chatter, if you will, uh, this one I feel like never comes out. Everyone's so excited about the classics and the vintage, the throwback 90s films. I feel like with Christmas movies, it's a little different. They need more time to kind of mature and people to get excited about them. So maybe in like 5 or 10 years, it'll have a little more meaning at Christmas time.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
maybe
let's
in like
pop in
17
here.
years, it'll be the new Elf.
Yes, it's so true. Mary just popped in to say hello. That she said it was 38 degrees tonight in Magic Kingdom. So,
Yikes.
chilly. All right. Cheat Meal Food Cat is here. And they say they love Noelle. And they said, go Parks Palette. All right. And
Hey,
Mary is
Kat.
doing at Pop Century, if anyone is wondering. All right, guys. So let's dive in to just general overview, your initial thoughts. Mariella, why don't you go first?
My initial thoughts.
Yep.
I think I'm having like a little delay, so like it takes just a bit from you guys to me. All right. So my initial thoughts on the movie, I think I was very skeptical to watch it because I'm not a fan of the actress, so that kind of threw me off. That's why it's not a movie that I would personally watch. But I think that it's a really sweet movie, and I feel like in the ending you kind of get the whole story of what's going to happen, like the way that's going to be laid out. I don't know if you guys thought it like that, but I felt like the first minute of her waiting for Santa, like that was like spot on telling you what everyone's like character was going to be in the movie.
Awesome. Vanessa, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, so when this first came out on Disney Plus, the cover art didn't really appeal to me. I haven't really seen any Anna Kendrick movies besides Pitch Perfect, and I think she was in Twilight. So it didn't really appeal to me, but I could tell that it was something about like a holiday adventure, just the way she was kind of in a snow flurry and looking at somebody, looking kind of suspicious too. But my first initial reaction was it kind of reminded me of a kind of like a fish out of water enchanted movie without the musical part, but I really liked it.
Jessica, what do you think?
I have so many thoughts because now I've seen it twice, right? So I watched it 2 weeks ago because I had never seen it, and I'm on like a quest to find all the cool new Disney movies or Christmas movies and all that stuff. So I saw it 2 weeks ago, and I was like, that's cute. Like, it was better than I thought. I'm going to agree with the cover art and everything. That picture of her with Bill Hader. I didn't really know what to expect out of the movie based on that. But I liked the progression of her character and her journey, and not so much some of the side characters, which I'm sure I'll talk about later. But then I watched it again last night because I was like, oh no, I don't remember any music from this movie. So I had to rewatch the whole thing. And I was like, you know what? I just saw it. I just rewatched it. This has a lot of like really redeeming moments in it. So I feel like it's a movie that's going to grow. And she's not everybody's favorite person, like you guys were kind of saying. Maybe you're not Anna Kendrick fans, but I feel like the way she presented this character, the Noelle character in it, is a little elf-like, like a little Will Ferrell-ish. She just hits those notes so perfectly. So it has like this nice balance of comedy and like serious quest vibes to her character, which was kind of fun.
I totally agree with that. It reminded me of Elf too.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I felt like, unlike Elf, I don't know, I felt like it more quickly went to the funny and tearjerker moments just in a more quick manner, like throughout the film. But I do like the whole concept, like the whole message behind the film. The traditions change, and there's so many meanings to that within the film. And I thought that that was really good. I love the start and I love the end, but the middle, I was kind of like, I liked what they were going for. I thought, I don't know how they would fix it, but I would want them to execute it differently.
Yeah, there are a lot of messages in this movie for sure.
Yeah, and that was like my big takeaway. If I could like put them all together,
Yeah.
that would be it, I guess. Okay, I just want to bop back to the chat here. So let's see. So Cheat Meal Cat Food says that Noelle is a strong woman role model with lots of Christmas spirit. Yes. All right. Then Noelle is really good. Second best. Yeah, I don't know.
Ooh, what's the first?
Yeah, what's the first?
That's what I'm wondering. What is in this category? All right. So, and people saying like, what's wrong with Anna Kendrick? We love Anna Kendrick. So, yeah, I don't know that like for me, there's nothing wrong with her. It's just, I think maybe, and I totally agree with you, Vanessa, maybe they were like riding too much on like her celebrity with this. And I don't know that she maybe, I question if she's pulling the kind of audience. I have no idea.
Yeah. She definitely is a great actress though, but I feel like there could have been more to incorporate with her character and her characteristics, but we'll dwell on that in the story.
Perfect. All right, guys. So we are going to talk about the story. So I want to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how unique do you think this story is? 1 being not unique at all, and 10 being very unique. So chat, why don't you come on that while we put our thoughts together on this? So Vanessa, why don't you go first?
Ooh, okay. So I think the story was definitely about I want to say like a 7 in uniqueness. It was kind of interesting in the beginning of the film that Santa ended up to have children. And I was not expecting that. So I've never seen a movie where Santa has kids. So for uniqueness, I would say a 7.
Cool. Marielle, what do you think?
I thought it was kind of interesting that they showed that he had kids and like I don't know that backstory to Santa. I think a 7. 7 is good.
And Jess, what do you think?
I'd probably say I think 7's probably a good call. I know I saw a movie once where Santa needed a vacation, and I'm trying so hard to remember what that was. I saw it when I was a kid. So I feel like it's just elements of a lot of other movies I've seen, but put together in a very different way. So Santa needs a vacation. Santa's really not feeling it. You've inherited this job that it's not yours. I like all of that. I like the Christmas spirit that Noelle has and how she is able to pursue and become Santa, because that's a 10. How many times have you seen a female Santa?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I would almost rate it a little bit higher than that. I was thinking like an 8 or even a 9, because the, girl becoming Santa, like, never seen that happen. And also there's other little bits like you said, Santa having kids, Santa going on like vacation, and like just not wanting to have anything to do with being Santa. Like all of that stuff seemed a little more unique to me. All right, so some cheat meal, a food cat saying about 6.5 to 7. So Phil says -1. Seen this one. All right, let's talk about the story. Why don't we go first to you, Jessica, and tell us your thoughts?
Okay, so the thing that I liked about this is her character, because I feel like she is just a jolly person. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I really liked all those little extras, like, oh, that's jolly, or oh my garland, or it was both annoying and like adorable at the same time. I just had to say that. But I like that she just has so much Christmas spirit, and that she's trying so hard to pull things together and make it work. Like her brother's not into it. He's not doing well. She's the big supporter. What I don't like about, I guess, the North Pole is that the elves are kind of mean, and she's basically this person who keeps getting called a princess for not doing anything, but she's constantly told that she has no job and that's not her job and don't do that. So, like, what do you really expect of her, too? And then she's the one that has to go off and fix it, even though she didn't really break it. Like, I kind of felt for her having to go on this quest and explore Arizona in her fleece. But she just wasn't really, I don't know. I thought she was a really positive character, and I liked the people that she interacted with, and I liked seeing the Santa moments of like her being able to speak all of the other languages and being surprised by that. Like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Or being able to tell who's naughty and nice, and oh, they're a good person. I'm like, let's pursue this. Or I don't know. I liked seeing those pieces of these traits coming out as she was able to help save Christmas.
Awesome. Vanessa, what are your thoughts?
I really love Anna Kendrick in this movie, so it's going to be my first favorite Anna Kendrick film. But yeah, like I love the way that she supports her brother, and she never asks to fill in his shoes, which I really like. She's kind of keeping to herself that she just needs to be there for him and make sure that Santa gets back to bring all the presents to the children. But I love that same thing how Jessica was saying, that along the way she kind of learns about the different people, the different kids who exist out there all over the world that she's giving presents to, and that it's not all about Christmas. Actually, one of the things I wrote down was like my favorite quote. She said, in the end, it's right here. She says, all you need is a nice word from a friend to make you feel comfortable in your own boots. And I think when the opening scene where she was making her role is just making cards and helping her brother out, I think that definitely foreshadowed that whole meaning of Christmas. It's not all about the presents. It could be just a kind word or a little gesture. So definitely, I loved it.
Awesome. And Mariella, what do you think?
I love all her she oh my god, and all like languages that she had with her brother, only because it reminded me of the language between my brother and myself. because we're always like, he knows, gets me. Like, I'll start a conversation and then he knows exactly what I mean. So that really grasps me to the character, just because they remind me of that sibling relationship. I personally feel like the way she is because of Polly the elf, or Elf Polly. Just, I feel like Shirley MacLaine like really made her character strong. Like when she said, "Well, you have to go, you have to clean up your own mess, you have to, you know." So like I feel like that, understand who she was and what else she can do, and I don't know. I like.
Awesome. Yeah, I would say for me, I love seeing those transformation moments of her becoming Santa and her reactions to that. I also just loved kind of this. I don't know, when she comes in and does like the speech after they said, you know, she's going to be Santa. Um, she kind of talks about a lot of kind of like sorrow around Christmas time, and you almost forget, like, she just lost her dad in this movie, and like she's kind of like going through that sorrow of dealing with a new world and dealing with like this tradition that happens every year without him, on top of like everything else going wrong in her life. And I think there's something special about that in this movie, because I think a lot of Christmas movies focus on like so much magic and good, and not to say that this one doesn't, but it also touches on kind of the disappointments that can happen at Christmas, and still feeling, you know, the magic of the season, and trying to enjoy the traditions and everything in spite of that. So I thought that that was really great. And it feels strong because she's going through it, along with seeing others go through it in different ways. So
Yeah, I think that's a great point because she's going through a loss, right? And then everybody else they lost Santa. They're so upset in the North Pole. And it's like they don't really have compassion for what she might be going through, or even what her brother is, because like that's scary. It's something that you never thought you'd really have to take over. And all of a sudden, this is your job and you're supposed to be great at it. And there's like so much pressure. And it's all based on this loss. And they're just like name calling and throwing expectations at her. And she just has to be okay.
well, and I feel like she never even has a moment in this movie of sorrow for her, like internally. I think, and that almost makes her like that Santa in and of itself is like, she's just pure joy in spite of everything.
Yeah.
And I forget that it's her dad who passed away and she's living with that.
Yes. So let's see. Got a couple of notes here. So, is this movie similar to Mulan? Interesting take. I like that.
Never thought of that.
Jess, there are requests to hear you say Omar Garland again.
Oh my Garland!
You can be the next Noelle. Noelle too.
Yeah. Yeah, so just kind of, you know, the female taking over the male role kind of in this movie is certainly a big difference from your traditional Christmas film. All right, well, let's move on to the stars. So I want to hear in the comments, and from you guys too, which character do you most identify with in this film? So, Mariella, why don't you go first?
I really like, I always get it wrong. Elf Polly, Polly Elf, just because I'm always like, hey, you know, you made the mistake, like figure out how to do it, or like get yourself together and work it out. but at the same time, I don't know. I just, there's something about me that I'm always like, no, 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 like take care of your problems, grow up. Also because of the audio stuff, I'm watching you guys live. Well, I'm watching this live, so they'll think I'm not paying attention to you guys. I'm just paying attention to the life on on the computer. Um,
You poor thing.
Super. Vanessa, how about you? What do you think?
Oh, most definitely Nick. Most
yeah, I
definitely.
really like her. I just like how strong she makes Noelle.
Jess, how about you?
I wish I could say Noelle, but I don't know if I'm that positive all the time. So I'm going to go with Jake, the dad that she meets in Arizona. Like, I don't know. There's probably
dad.
there's like this rationalization and like over concern for how somebody else is interpreting things, and I'm probably that person just trying to figure out all this crazy that's getting thrown at me.
I probably agree most with Mariella. Elf Polly would probably be me. I'm a tough love type person, so she definitely has that with like the best, I think, meaning behind it. Like, like from the very beginning when Noelle's talking to Santa about like what's her role, and she's there listening, and she knows the whole time. All right. Well, let's dive into the stars. I want to hear from Vanessa your thoughts on the stars.
On the stars. Okay. So Anna Kendrick, I love, well, also Bill Hader too, but with Anna Kendrick, I love her quick wit. I love all the Christmassy puns and the dialogue. I love her characteristic where she's like she's very tough, but also kind of, what's the word? Like almost like a klutz, just because she's in this new world. She's in Phoenix and trying to figure out everything and try to blend in with everyone. But I feel like she could have used more action in this film. Like I feel like if they give her this like persona that she's so jolly and she's so Christmassy, that I felt like she needs some like physical like acting where I don't know if she like I don't know, like just like tripping or just making like a big scene in different parts of like the movie. That's where like I feel like the movie kind of lacks with Anna Kendrick because she was definitely the main star of the film. With Bill Hader, same thing. I love his quick wit, and I wish he had more of a main role in this movie. It sucks that like you only see him when she finally finds him in Phoenix, and he doesn't really have that much like dialogue. So I kind of wish I got to see more comedy from him. Other than that, Cousin Gabe, I didn't understand Cousin Gabe. He was a very awkward actor in this movie. Like I kind of get what they were going for was, he was like the villain of the movie if you think about it. He was like the techie nerd, and he was just trying to fill in Santa's shoes, but I don't know. His dialogue and in his script was just kind of awkward for me. So I didn't really get him too much. And then of course on Polly, Elf Polly, I love her. Like I want to see more of her, but I can see that because she is a big star, they need to defer from her and focus, on the message, and focus on Anna Kendrick. But yeah, oh my thoughts.
Awesome. And Mariella, what do you think?
For Noelle, I loved how she thought on her feet, like when she needed $150, and then she was just like upfront, and she said, "I'm gonna need $150." So it's kind of like thinking if you only have a certain amount of time until to find your brother, and be able to pay Jake. And with Cousin Gabe, right away, I got the vibe of the villain, the bad guy. I'm gonna change the whole house work type of thing. Kind of like it's my turn type of thing. With Bill Hader, I feel like he just needed that yes from your sister, like you, because I feel like that's when the mom, Mrs. Claus, said he values what you say. He listens to you. That proved how much Noelle. So yeah.
And Jess, what do you think of the stars?
I love the stars. I feel like there was excellent acting and a really good casting job done. I feel like I almost have to defend Cousin Gabe. I had no intention of talking about him, but I don't really think he's a villain in it. I just think he's another person who got sidelined, Like, he's a cousin. Nobody ever thought he would be Santa, right? And then it's just like totally thrown on him. Like, hey, you're a guy, you're in the family, you're Santa now. And he's like, I know computers. There's no reindeer and there's no sleigh. And he goes, well, I'll just make it efficient, right? So he didn't mean to like ruin Christmas. He just doesn't see it the same way and was trying to make it the best that he could with what he had. So he's weird, he's awkward, and like he didn't do the best job, but I don't think necessarily a villain. I think next to Noelle, my absolute favorite character is Snow Cone. That needs to be everywhere. Like, I want a snow cone plush right now. He's adorable. He's like the baby Yoda of Noelle. He's the best. So, I want Snow Cone. But I do love Noelle, and I know I've already talked about her. I think one of my favorite scenes with her is the yogurt pants.
Yes.
Rewatching it last night, I just got a whole new kick out of it. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like me. Like, yeah, sure, I'm cool. I've got yogurt pants. Yay! I did, huh? Yogurt pants. And I really like the side characters in Arizona. I like Jake. I like Alex, his son. And I like the super awkward manager of the shopping center, Helen, who can't manage to get a sentence out in front of a man. Like, I don't know what it needs to exist, but I love her.
I love their character.
Yes. Oh, I said Ellen moments, love. That's just what I wrote. Is it Ellen or Helen?
I think it's Helen.
Helen. Okay, cool. I said that Bill Hader was the best Santa. Like, he was, I thought, perfectly cast. But I was so disappointed. Is it Bill? What is his name?
Billy Eilish?
Yeah.
Eichner.
Yes. I feel like they totally did terrible writing for him because he is an awesome actor. I love him. And this was just like, they used none of his skills whatsoever in this. It was terrible. So they need to rewrite his thing and make him better, because it could have been a great part of the movie and it just was so flat. And I thought, it still could have worked with the storyline they had. They just needed to improve his writing. Yes, Snow Cone is the best. And he needed to be in this movie way, way more. Like, just hop right in the sleigh and go with him the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and otherwise, I obviously love Noelle too. I thought she was also perfectly cast for this too. So, all right, now the score, guys. Yes, people are just talking about Snow Cone. They couldn't remember his name. How could you forget? All right, so the score. What song did you dislike, if any? We might have struck a nerve with this. So Jess, why don't you go first?
I'm sorry. So I rewatched it because I didn't really pay attention to the music, and then I was kind of upset because I didn't like the music. I love like the bells and the harp and all that stuff in the background of the scenes, but when they're actually playing songs, it's like the rap hip hop version of anything. And I was like, can I just mute it until they get to where they're going? Like I don't like this. I'm more traditional, I guess. Sorry, people. I'm a fuddy duddy.
Mariella, what do you think?
I think honestly, the music for this, it kind of went to the background. I paid attention more to like the storyline, so the music kind of didn't. I don't know. For some reason, it wasn't as important to me in this film, just because the story was and stuff. But I don't know. It's just I do say that hip hop sometimes kind of just throws you off, but like yeah, I paid more attention to like the dialogue instead of music. I guess maybe that just tells you that the music wasn't that as great because it didn't stick with me as much.
And Vanessa, any thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Jessica. I rewatched it just to hear the score and all the music that I had to look up the soundtrack. I heard some of the songs, like I think it was like Kelly Clarkson, her new holiday song, was like in the background, but it was very faint. But the one song that I do love in this movie, and I looked it up, it was called "Eventually" by hold on by Lawrence, who I've never heard of. It reminded me of the scene in Enchanted, the song "So Close." I don't know if you've seen Enchanted. I hope you've seen Enchanted, but it definitely reminded me of that scene. Oh, the same tune. It had like the same melody for me, but I really love that song. Otherwise, the instrumentals and the piano you could hear in the background and all the whimsical sounds, they were fine, but I felt like it definitely needed more of a soundtrack.
I'm wondering if like an intern picked this soundtrack out because it was just there were like way too many horns and like I love dance music. It does not belong in this movie. I'm sorry. They were like panning across like a scenic North Pole and there's like pew 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 pew. Like what is happening right now? So yes. I felt like they were maybe trying to get like a spunky vibe to like fit Noelle, and they just went way too far. So I don't know. Do you guys have much more to add about the music?
Well, I did like the singing elves.
That was funny.
Oh yeah.
Like narrating all of the scenes. I'll throw that up there. They were fine.
Only music.
Right.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa, did you have something to add?
I don't know. It just felt like you were saying, the horns and everything, especially during the ice skating scenes. Like it just didn't communicate with the film, and I guess that's why it just flew over our head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to the scenery because I think this did a little bit better than the music. So, okay, I want to ask everyone, did you see any Easter eggs in this movie? So if you did, comment in the chat. Mariella, did you see any Easter eggs in the movie?
I knew you were going to try to stump us.
The worst to find any Easter eggs. People have to point them out to me, and then I'll be like, yeah, oh yeah. But I'm the worst. Vanessa pointed out Duffy, Shelly, and May, and then I was like, yes, there it is.
Where?
I mean, I did see the hidden Mickey on the floor, but other than I'm bad at Easter eggs. Vanessa, she has a perfect eye for them.
I love hidden Easter eggs, and
Wait, was Duffy and Shelly Mae in this film?
they were, yeah.
Where? I did not see them.
They were sitting in the shelf where the yogurt pan scene was happening. It was at the shop where she picked up the powdered cocoa, the naughty powdered cocoa.
Oh.
They're in the background, yeah.
Interesting.
Awesome.
I did not catch that.
Vanessa, did you see any other ones?
So of course there were a bunch of hidden Mickeys in the opening scene.
Yeah.
Young Noelle's pajamas first, the fireplace, the tiling. But the one I was thinking, if it was a Disney cameo, it got me thinking, was when Noelle was disguising Snowy as a dog, and she said his name is Rover. So I was kind of thinking of Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, and I was like, I wonder if this is a Disney cameo right here. Could be an Easter egg, I don't know.
I'm going to count it.
Yeah, right?
Jess, did you see any different ones? Vanessa apparently took like mass notes on the Easter eggs. So.
Honestly, if I saw them, they just went right by me. I didn't pay attention.
So the only one I saw was in the fireplace, but we got some more in here. Apparently there was an Eeyore in the sleigh scene.
Oh, I did not see that.
Was there? Because he would have pointed that out. Was there?
Oh, and then when they were having some hot cocoa, the snow globe was shaped as a Mickey. It had the salt and pepper shaker as the ears. It's really interesting.
They're just so crafty. All right, guys. Well, let's talk just the scenery in general. So, Jess, why don't you go first and tell us what you thought of the scenery?
I feel like the North Pole was perfectly scenic. I mean, that's what I imagined my whole life as the North Pole, just this magical, perfect, snow-covered land. I loved that. If it wasn't for all the evil, mean little elves, their nastiness, like I would totally live there. That was great. And I also really like when they make it to, is it Phoenix, Arizona? When they make it there, it's just like that drastic difference. Yeah. Not only is it hot and miserable, like it's dirty and there's everywhere and everybody just looks grumpy and awful. I didn't think there was all that much scenic about Phoenix. So I feel like I've taken that off my travel list.
Hopefully no offense to Phoenix.
The North Pole I'm in.
Vanessa, what do you think?
Oh my gosh, I hated that they chose Phoenix as the contrast, the hottest place for Santa to be in. I could see where they're going with, North Pole's cold, Phoenix is hot, but that place is it's so deadbeat, and of course, no offense, but I would rather probably see maybe them in Miami. It was just too urban for me. And then I don't know if this is part of the scenery, but the CGI was just terrible. I didn't mind it in the North Pole, but when you see it in Phoenix, it's supposed to look realistic. The add-ins of people and the poor perspectives and proportions just threw me off. But yeah.
Mariella, what do you think?
I like the North Pole. It looked very cartoonish in a way, just with all the colors and the snow and everything. But I feel like it showed a lot, like it was staged. but I did like that. I thought it was pretty cool. I feel like that's what the inside of a snow globe would look like. When they were flying over Phoenix, it just looked like they were flying over like Burbank Studios type of thing. I don't know. It reminded me a lot of, and I was talking to Vanessa, it reminded me a lot of the outlets in Orlando. Yeah.
I think it's based on a real place where they were. I think they kind of filmed some of the place. It was like desert something.
I mean, it looked like any old like outdoor shopping mall to me.
Yeah. Premium outlets.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I just want to mention we're getting like a million Hannah Mickeys over here. So there's botanical gardens, Aunt Polly's necklace, snow cone. So if anything, just rewatch this movie for all of the Easter eggs.
All right, I'll watch it again tonight.
There you go. Don't pay attention to the score.
So I agree with a lot of what you're saying, the contrast in the North Pole and a Phoenix. I did love her bedroom. I thought that was so, I want that bedroom. It's awesome.
The dream bedroom.
And just like aesthetically in general, her costuming, fantastic.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I want all of her outfits to wear all Christmas time. So
right.
And then I always have like a deep appreciation for kind of like a different artistic direction that they go in. So they did it in the end, like the end credits for all kind of like pop-up cards.
Oh yeah,
that was so beautiful. I continued to watch it and like enjoyed that part. So
yeah, despite the song, I agree.
All right. Anything else to add about the scenery, guys?
No.
All right. Well, we're going to be doing our votes right now. So, we're a little small here. Let me see if I can make this a little larger. Perfect. Okay. So, we want to know from all of you in the comments, what do you think of the film? Was it well-tastic? Was it a tried and true Disney classic? Was it background magic, perfect film for a rainy day? One hit wonder, worth the one-time watch, or keep it in the vault? Wow, we already got some vaults flooding in.
Oh,
that's so sad.
A lot of opinions here. So, Marielle, why don't you tell us where you think it lands? Another throw it in the trash.
Throw it in the trash.
Andrew's deciding.
It's definitely not like one of those films that you just have to keep watching over and over, but it's definitely background, like a background type of film. Like, I'm gonna get some cleaning done, I'm gonna put it in the background and just like listen to it. So overall, I liked it. So yeah, background magic.
Vanessa, what do you think?
I'm gonna agree with Mariella. Background magic. It's almost close to a golden Mickey for me, to be honest. But the reason why I think it's background magic is I felt like the way they orchestrated everything was just not right. I knew what they were going for. I saw the messages they've shown, but it's just not up there to like a holiday film. I would love to watch over and over and over again. So yeah, definitely perfect film for a rainy day.
Awesome. And Jess, Andrew's gonna agree with everything you say. So what's the answer?
Oh, I don't get that often. Okay. I'm gonna say it's tried and true. I would definitely add this to my Christmas movie rotation. My perception of it is that it was, at least for me, like one of those classic kind of Christmas movies. not necessarily the entire story, but I really don't like how a lot of the Christmas movies anymore are coming out and they're crude or embarrassing humor, or these situations where you're just cringing the whole time and you're, I don't know, disgusted, revolted, or disturbed by something you're seeing. I don't like that. And I feel like I watch this and it's just something anybody in a family could watch. It's wholesome. It has a good message at the end of it. You're not going off on these horrible, disgusting tangents throughout the entire movie. And I feel like you maintained a Christmas spirit the whole time. You have somebody who's always trying to pursue the good, which I appreciate. And they're doing it in a way where they're still growing and developing what their opinion is on the good. So I liked it. I would add it back into my rotation next year. I probably wouldn't watch it like every single year, but it definitely would be something if somebody wanted to turn that on. I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's good.
And for me, I just feel like the message is fantastic. I love that. I just think the execution of the story was rather poor. I feel like the message was so amazing and the execution was so poor. I don't know. It makes me sad. But for that reason, I'm going to put background magic because I would want to watch it again. Great movie while you're Christmas crafting or what have you, just to put on. So there are parts like I would stop and watch, and then there are parts we're just going to let this play or turn the volume down. So
it's definitely a movie I'd recommend to friends and anyone interested in watching a different holiday film for sure.
Yeah. All right. So we have another background magic vote here. So that is good. Oh, and Walt Life, Salt Life just popped in. Hello, Britt. Thank you for joining us. Britt, if you want to comment, tell us where you think this movie lands on our rating scale. Well, now to my absolute favorite part. Hope you guys like this part too, but it's Imagineering. So resorts, the parks, cruises, anywhere. Where do you think that this is going to fit in? So, Vanessa, let's start with you.
Okay, so I can definitely see it as a holiday overlay over at Epcot and Disney California Adventure for Soarin'. I can see you riding in a sleigh and having to drop off presents for all the children all around the world, since they do have Soarin' Around the World going on. So I would love that as a holiday overlay, and I think it would be really fun for them to integrate that. And then I was also thinking if they did a character meet and greet, I want to say the Floridian because I love the Floridian. I felt like that's the most magical place to meet Noelle, and hopefully it's snowy. Take some pictures, but she has really great characteristics, and I love her dialogue and her quick wit. So I would say a character meet and greet at the Floridian during the holidays by the gingerbread house, the gingerbread shop, and Soarin' Around the World.
Awesome. Mariella, what do you think? Just want to pop in. Rush into Disney is here. Hi, guys.
It's funny because Vanessa and I didn't discuss this part, but 100% I agree with Soarin'. It just got me soaring vibes when she was flying over Phoenix. Definitely that. For some reason, on the sleigh, it gave me spaceship Earth vibes, just like when you're going with the screen tapping your destination and where you're going.
Jess, do you have anything to add?
Well, I have to say I love the idea of Soarin'. That was brilliant. I love that. And they should definitely do that. I feel like they already decorate so well for Christmas, so I just want to see a few things added in. So I would like to see if they could do maybe the ice skating, for example. Maybe they could find a spot in Disney Springs where you could add that in. I also think Disney really needs to invest in the idea of like the tapping boots and skates. Like, I want that.
Great.
That looks amazing. So they should do that. They should also like really get the yogurt pants going. The snack pants, like joggers, were super popular. I feel like this year is now the yogurt pants. So that needs to happen. And then obviously snow cone is my favorite thing in the world now. So I need snow cone everything.
Fantastic. Yogurt pants were on my list. Like I want like a whole wall and like style of Disney with all her different, just like all of her clothes would be. Yeah.
Yes.
Pants, yogurt pants, everything sold. Snow cone meet and greet. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, like I was dying when they put his little harness on. Like,
Yeah. So cute.
I know.
I want a little harness like that for my dog with the bells, and they need to sell that.
We need a snow cone plush, most definitely.
Yes. And then I thought it would also be really cute if they did like a Noelle stationery line, because that was her job at the start, cards. So that might be like fun to do. Even like handmade cards. I know that they do in Animal Kingdom. They have like a organization that makes ornaments for Animal Kingdom. Like maybe they could do like a handmade card thing too. I feel like those would be awesome.
I love that idea. That's great.
I just want to say hello to, there's a couple new friends who popped in while we were chatting. So Zoelle's World just popped in. Yes, you need to watch this movie so you're not lost, because it's definitely a fun Christmas movie. And Rushing to Disney also popped in. Hello, friends. All right. Yes, they love the snow cone plush. I mean, it's actually interesting. Phil and I watched this, and like he did not like the movie, but he wanted a snow cone ornament so bad. Why they didn't just have an ornament out is beyond me. Like,
or any kind of merchandise too.
There was nothing. So they really missed the mark for sure.
Maybe by next year.
I mean, I will say we watched Home Alone last week, and we were talking about Home Alone merch. There's Home Alone merch on Shop Disney now. So
what?
Really?
The Fox merch up, but not their own IP.
I think I also saw a Ferris Bueller t-shirt too. I could be wrong.
That is interesting.
Very weird. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I need to go shopping. Oh, and then they could do all the merch with all the sayings too, like some t-shirts, Garland, or That's So Jolly, or yes.
You
So
better not pop, you better not cry.
Some of the sayings went a little too far, in my opinion. Like in the first minute, there was 10 things. Like, I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. Like,
yeah,
it's a little much.
Yeah, but I love the Oh My Garland. That was great.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, before we dive into the fate of our next guest, I want to hear what's coming up on your channel. So, Parks Calla, why don't you share what's coming up on your channel?
Okay, well, the next thing that's coming up, of course, is Pauline's Mouse and Mermaid's December pin tag. So we're going to be digging into our pins, and you guys will be seeing a video on that. And then the next video will be on the Bowers Museum of the Walt Disney Archives over in Los Angeles.
Ooh.
So we hope you can join us and take a look, especially if you love movies and Disney classics and props. Stay tuned for that.
That sounds amazing. And just so everyone knows, both Magic in Michigan and the Parks Palette, all of their links to their channels and their Instagram are in the description. So you should definitely go and head over and check out their stuff as well. But Jess, what's coming up on your channel?
Well, I feel like I just have so many ideas for Christmas. So we have several videos that we've either started and need to get edited or are about to do. We have one more big movie Monday coming out before Christmas. And then this week is a collaboration that we have going on. It starts on Thursday the 10th with Magically Mickey and More is going to start us off with a Christmas cookie countdown. So look for the teen channels participating, and I'm really excited. I'm next week, but you should watch theirs too. And Pauline, she'll be doing it.
Yep.
We have a couple of like Bake With Me. We've got Talk About It for this year. That's all you probably. So we have a couple of things we still have to do for the holiday season. So check us out. We're fun.
Fantastic. And we're over here doing Vlogmas. So every day there's, I believe we do another tasting. So those are always fun to watch. We're tasting hot cocos. So stay tuned for Phil's reactions because those are funny. And I think, I do have another, I have a Mickey ornament coming up. There's a sneak peek on my tree back here. So, yeah, and just like weekly vlogs, lots of fun Christmas stuff. So come by and put your Christmas fix. All right, so next we are going to head over here. All right, so next week, let's see. Okay, perfect. So we have Jacob over at Mr. Spontaneously Disney is going to be our guest next week. Then we're wishing you a Merry Christmas because we're taking the week off, guys. We will be back later this month with Amanda from the Heights to Disney. She wasn't able to join us in October, but she is coming back for Christmas, and we're so excited. So these are our films that you can select from. They are all Christmas themed.
No Coco?
No Coco. We may have some well worth it plans for Coco in the future. So keep your pants on, everyone. So what do you guys pick, Parks Palette? Who is Mr. What are we going to watch next week?
I'm going to let Mariella pick this one. So I feel like I know the covers to these.
I'll go with number 3.
All right, number 3. Nutcracker in the Four Realms.
Oh, I love number 4.
I don't know how much like that.
Oh my garland.
I've never seen number 3.
You haven't? Interesting. Well, I saw it. What did it come out last year?
Maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So we have some people saying love number 2. There's no Coco, so there's no redo, guys. I'm excited to hear what everyone has to say about it. All right, guys. Wow.
I guess I'll have to watch it.
You will. So you haven't seen it, Jess?
I really haven't. We didn't get the chance whenever it came out to see it in theaters. It wasn't in our theater very long. And then Christmas season was passed, and Andrew is very against watching a seasonal movie after the season.
Martel, have you seen it?
I haven't.
Well, we got some watching to do in here.
There we go.
Party.
All right, guys. Well, I just want to thank everyone in the chat for joining us today. Thank you guys, the Parks Palette, for coming on and being our guest.
Thank you, Pauline.
And Jess, thank you for being like our first ever like new co-host.
Yes.
You were
Thank you for allowing me to come in. It was so much fun.
Well, I hope
You
that
too.
everyone has a great rest of your day. We're all going to do our little sign outs here. So, Parks Calla, why don't you go first?
So, guys, we'll see what's on the palette for tomorrow.
And Jess?
Bye. I had no sign off. I get awkward. Bye.
All right, guys. Peace, love, and Kwaherini.
Bye.